This country was built on labor, on hard work and good work ethic, and I feel like the farming community is right in the center of that.
Farmers live on the land that they farm, and they're going to protect the quality of the soil, the quality of the water, and the quality of the crops that they produce.
Because of the women who came before us and blazed those trails, we have the opportunity to take a more leading role on the farm.
Hard work is paying off, and the good Lord has blessed you.
So we know the importance of telling our own story, especially in agriculture. If we're not telling our own story, then someone else will.
And the more they consumed peanuts, the less heart disease they had.
The peanut industry takes great pains to make sure that the product that they deliver is safe, nutritious, and always good and consistent.
We know that peanuts are not only good, but they're good for you.
I'm Tasha Reed, and you're watching Proud to be a Georgia Farmer. Over the next half hour, we're going to take a look at the people that make Georgia's top crop, the peanut, world-renowned. Now, it's amazing how beneficial the peanut is, but what's more amazing, the people that farm them. The SAULS family have been farming the land in Randolph County for years.
This land where we're standing right here, he started farming this in the mid-60s.
Growing up on a family-operated farm, Jason started farming as a child and has seen the industry change over the years.
Back when I was growing up, you had 50-pound bags, so pouring them in a hopper and handling them. Make sure the peanut planting was the peanuts were flowing. Make sure they weren't stopping up, and then harvest. Just get on the trailer and level them down, and then you get on there. And I finally got to pick peanuts, but they made sure I started from the ground floor up.
A tradition that Jason is passing down to his son Brett, having multiple generations working together to produce the best product.
My dad's been doing it for a long time, and I've been doing it for a while, and then Brett has all these ideas and is going to school, and they're good ideas, and we just trying to implement them and what works best. I can see Brett taking and my nephew taking over and running the farm, and that's what it's for. They're the younger generation, and that's kind of, we're building it for them.
Building a legacy for the next generation to inherit on SAULS partnership farms. Being a steward of the land is also something important to pass down.
It's very important. You got to leave something for the next generation. We have these terraces in place to try to keep the water, the fields from washing away. In the last few years, we hadn't been able to put the cover crops on like we would like to because of the rain, and it's been hurting us. But I feel like that's very important, and we're cutting our fuel labor when we do a lot of the cover crops and conservation tillage. It helps the land, it helps the environment, and it's good it's a win-win for everyone.
Over the years, farming has dramatically changed with new technology, research, and farming techniques being used.
And now we have variable rate fertilizer, you have variable rate seeding, and then you have spray equipment, you have section control where you're not overlapping and not spraying it double, and I think that helps the land and it helps save money. You have irrigation variable rate, and you have where you can go on irrigation and you tells you when to put out, and you're saving a lot of money there. And the peanut UGA team is done phenomenal in helping us calculate the best products to do, the best planting dates, and when to do stuff, and that is saving some money there.
Farming is big business in Georgia, and peanuts are leading the way. Over the years, with all the changes that have happened in farming, Jason has noticed greater yields and a better end product.
Started back in the 80s, we thought 2 tons was good. Now, if you're not doing 3 tons on your good irrigated peanut dirt, you feel like you're missing the ball.
One thing is for sure, the yields have went up, and so has the SAULS love for farming. Research and development are key drivers in making Georgia's peanut the top crop in the state, as well as producing more than half of the peanuts in America. The work that is done in this building in Dawson has a huge impact across the agricultural industry in Georgia, especially for peanut farmers. Research that is conducted here has propelled the peanut to be the top crop in the Peach State.
It is saving farmers a lot of money, but it is also helping our sustainable footprint. And our industry has been very proactive in demonstrating the sustainability of peanuts. And it is a great message. We are by far the most sustainable protein source available.
There is no question that peanuts are good for us and our economy. The research performed here has revolutionized the peanut industry.
We as researchers really fit into the background of just about every phase from farm to fork, or peanut butter sandwich if you want to call it that. And everything we do here at the lab, plus what other scientists do at universities, are just do it in the background with only really the industry and farmers knowing what impact, and sometimes farmers don't even know what impact that the science has on their bottom line.
Research that touches every aspect of peanut farming, from crop rotation, irrigation, storage, pest and disease control, just to name a few. Dedication to understanding every aspect of the peanut.
The peanut industry takes great pains to make sure that the product that they deliver is safe, nutritious, and always good and consistent.
Making the farmers more efficient, without a doubt, and hopefully more profitable. But it is also ensuring that as peanuts move from the field to the buying point, through the shellers, and on to the manufacturers, and ultimately to our biggest stakeholder, the consumer, that it is a safe, wholesome, affordable product.
Having a great working relationship with the local peanut farmer is a crucial part in having successful research that is beneficial to the peanut industry.
They don't hesitate to call when they have a problem that needs to be solved. They know that not only me, but people here at the lab will change directions in order to address their problem and find a solution.
Loving the land is commonality that the researchers and scientists share with the farmers that they assist.
Being a good steward from a farmer standpoint is nothing new. Their fathers were good stewards, their forefathers, and everyone that's come down through farms over generations have always been good stewards. And it's critical now that we maintain that. But we have to remember, farmers live on the land that they farm, and they're going to protect the quality of the soils, the quality of the water, and the quality of the crops that they produce. So they are the frontmost stewards of the land.
Between the USDA and the University of Georgia, groundbreaking advancements in the peanut industry are always on the horizon. Did you know 2 peanut farmers have been elected to be President of the United States? Virginia's Thomas Jefferson and our very own Jimmy Carter. Proud to be a Georgia farmer, brought to you by the Georgia Peanut Commission. We'll be right back. Peanut farming is a family business on many farms in Georgia, passing down the love for farming and the land through generations. To say farming runs deep in the Cox family is an understatement. The Cox have been farming land in Mitchell County on long leaf ridge farms for 6 generations, and over that time, many things have changed, but their love for the land has not.
One thing that has stayed the same is certainly the commitment to stewardship and taking care of the land. That's something that's really important to us, and we wouldn't have a farm today if it hadn't been important to the generations before mine. Today we have access to so much new technology that really enables us to implement practices we could have never dreamed of in the past, whether it's new varieties of seeds, new management practices, new software and hardware technologies that we can implement on the farm to be more efficient. We have a whole new generation of agriculture today, and it's really transformed how we grow our food and fiber.
Peanut farming in South Georgia not only drives our local and state economy, but peanuts from South Georgia are on the world stage as well.
We also are now more at a global level when it comes to trade. As farmers here in South Georgia, not very many people realize that what we're producing not only goes across the state and the country, but also across the world. So trade is really important. And we've, as the economies around the world change and shift, our trade policies are even more important. And certainly, I can't imagine our grandparents and great-grandparents thinking about China's economy impacting our farm.
With Georgia's top producing crop going far beyond our state's line, consumer perception also plays an important role.
One challenge that's been really on the top of my mind is consumer perception and really making sure that consumers trust the process behind where their food and fiber comes from and being transparent and open about that. That's something that really has happened in my generation, that people want to know more about where their food comes from and how it's grown, and we are really put in a position where we need to communicate that as openly as possible and as transparently as possible.
That's where the Georgia Peanut Commission steps in to inform and educate their consumers.
The Georgia Peanut Commission is a really great advocate for for peanut growers across Georgia. We're very fortunate to have grower groups like that can represent our interests and promote what we do, because Georgia peanuts are the best. And Georgia also is the top producer of peanuts in the entire country. We produce about half of the country's peanuts every year. I'm really proud of that, and I'm grateful that we have an organization like the Georgia Peanut Commission to get that word out there in really unique and innovative ways.
Advocacy is only part of the reason Georgia's peanuts are world-renowned. Research is critical in getting a quality product to the market while staying profitable.
So we are so fortunate in Southwest Georgia to have some of the best scientists in the world when it comes to peanuts at the University of Georgia. And I can say that as a Gator, that they really are some of our best and brightest. And they do so much to really develop varieties and technologies that will help us. And it's all about making us more efficient and helping us with challenges that we face, whether it's disease or weeds or climate. They are always working to make production better and more efficient for us. And then we have an incredible extension service that translates that science from the researchers to the farmers at the county level. We have county production meetings all over Georgia every single year, and we're able to really understand what is happening. They can translate that science to the field level, to the farmer level, and that's a really crucial part of what we do. We really rely on those University of Georgia researchers and extension faculty to be better farmers.
Farming is a family institution in South Georgia, and like many generations before Casey, some of their fondest childhood memories revolve around time spent in the field with family.
One of my favorite memories is during peanut harvest season. We would climb up on the peanut wagons. When we harvest peanuts, we put all of the peanuts into a big wagon. And from the time I was old enough to stand on my feet, I would climb up the wagon, or my dad would help me climb up the wagon, and I would sit up there with him and just eat peanuts right off the wagon. And I really have to still do that today, but that's one of my earliest memories.
Many different organizations make up the peanut industry, and leading the charge for Georgia peanut farmers is the Georgia Peanut Commission. The Georgia Peanut Commission has been the peanut farmers' biggest advocate since 1961.
We do programs in research, education, promotion, and advocacy for our farmers.
2020 has been a challenging year for everyone, and the impacts of COVID-19 have also affected the entire peanut industry. However, sometimes there is a silver lining.
So let's talk about where the real success is. Peanut butter is our biggest market, and this year over last year, 17% increase in peanut butter consumption. So COVID's driven a lot of that because it drove folks home. Peanut butter is easy, quick, delicious, kids like it.
The Georgia Peanut Commission, like many other businesses, had to adapt to the changing market landscape because of the pandemic.
We've had to totally redo things. When you have every event that you've planned for months all of a sudden get canceled, you can't do fairs and festivals and all the places where we go to help folks get a flavor for peanuts. Social media is probably the biggest thing going for folks to get information on the things that we do. So we post recipes, we put human interest pieces there. We're doing all these kind of things to get to the consumer. That's the kind of things that we've had to do, is just change our philosophy on delivery, but the message still remains the same.
Getting the message out is pivotal, in keeping the peanut as Georgia's top producing crop, especially when it comes to combating the misnomer on peanut-related allergies.
The thing that we know now is early introduction of peanut helps to prevent the incidence of allergy in a really significant way. So over 90% of the children who would have an allergy by not being introduced won't have it if they're introduced to peanut protein at 3 to 4 months. And so those are the kind of things that we have to keep putting out there and get that message, because we know that peanuts are not only good, but they're good for you. And that's the message that we try and carry to the consumer.
Moving forward, the Georgia Peanut Commission is always trying to reach new consumers, and that includes partnering with other agricultural-based businesses.
Things like our Georgia Farm Bureau exhibit that we're working with right now, it's a traveling exhibit, and we're going to see multiple school children in a lot of different school systems with that exhibit, and we have a very prominent place there. So it's just getting out there and staying out front, even if we have to do it a different way. Well, I think certainly we will continue to grow. We're set for that because we've got so much of the processing. We've got, the support base. We've got everything else. We've got water resources. So I think we continue to grow. I think we continue to get better. When we look at some of the research that's going on right now, 5 years from now, that will all be applied on the farm, and we'll just do everything we do in a better way.
The Georgia Peanut Commission works tirelessly to educate, inform, and enlighten you about the benefits of peanuts. Chances are the peanuts in your favorite candy bar came right here from South Georgia. Proud to be a Georgia farmer, brought to you by the Georgia Peanut Commission. We'll be right back. Peanut farming is the fabric of South Georgia, driving the local and state economy, growing peanuts and memories to last a lifetime.
I love to farm.
Clint Webb and his family have been farming in Brooks County since the 1940s.
I continue to be amazed every year to work with nature, work with these plants, to see how things can progress and change and react to the environment around them. And then you bring in the family aspect of it. I mean, to know that I've been here that I'm 4th generation here, that it's what my family has worked hard to build and establish and grow. And
at Webb Farms, loving the land is a part of farming the land, and it takes everyone in the family to make it successful.
Typically it takes first, daylight, sun up, to get the equipment ready for the day. And once we get started, we can run, depending on what crop, especially cotton, but peanuts as well, we may run right on till 8, 10, 12 o'clock at night till the day stops us, and then we get up and do it again the next day. It's not just what happens out here on the dirt that makes this family operation work. It takes everybody. And maybe they're not in the field, but they're very vital to its success.
Having a good harvest is always the goal. However, many variables that the farmer has no control over can impact the bottom line.
First and foremost is always the markets. We can produce a crop, we can do our best to make high yields, but at the end of the day, if what you make doesn't bring enough money to pay your bills, that's not sustainable. Well, we're almost totally dependent on weather. Too wet, too dry, too hot, too cold, you name it, there is an adverse reaction to most any extreme. We are fortunate that we do have a fair amount of irrigation to compensate the dry periods, but it's only supplemental. It's very, it's just to kind of help us through a tight spell. But we can see where our yields will swing dramatically given weather swings, and so that goes back to bottom line. It goes back to our ability to be members of our community, economic community. When we do well, our suppliers and other people do well. When we don't, they miss us.
Being sustainable goes hand in hand with being profitable, taking care of the land so the land can take care of you.
When we grow a crop on the land, we try to provide everything that the crop needs on that land. But at the same time, there are aspects of plant growth that if you just keep growing the same crop year in, year out, you can deplete the land, and you can have additional cost growing. And so what we do, that cotton and peanuts as an example are really good rotation partners. And so we're set up on our farm to where every 4th year, any given field every 4th year has peanuts on it.
Growing peanuts in South Georgia is a vital part of our community and economy. Peanuts have been the backbone of Webb Farms for generations.
Peanuts were always my favorite. Peanut harvest, to me, it wasn't harvest until we were picking peanuts. It wasn't fall. And growing up, especially on a small peanut farm, a lot of times when I was too small to run a picker, I would be in the trailer shoveling peanuts and leveling loads. And
Georgia peanuts are the best in the world, and the Georgia Peanut Commission helps farmers like Clint be heard on the world stage.
The Georgia Peanut Commission is very vital to, as a peanut farmer, to the research and promotion that they do. You know, it helps build our markets. It helps put our name as a generic Georgia farmer, a Georgia peanut farmer. It puts our names in places that I wouldn't go and wouldn't necessarily be involved. And it's very important that checkoff dollar is spent the way they do to make us more efficient farmers, but also to open up more doors and more avenues to sell our peanuts.
As Clint and his family tend the land growing peanuts that feed the world, he wants everyone to know that
we all want to produce the best product, the cleanest product, the most safe and reliable product.
Now, the peanut may not look like much on the outside, but the benefits on the inside are amazing. Many people don't know how nutritious and beneficial peanuts are for us.
Superfood is a nutrient-rich food that is considered especially beneficial for human health. And if we think about peanuts, it's easy to see they do fall under that definition very nicely. Peanuts contain over 19 vitamins and minerals, and beyond that, they contain what we call bioactive compounds. These are compounds that benefit the body in amazing ways.
The current American diet and lifestyle choices have placed our society with many health conditions that Georgia's own peanut can counteract to some degree.
We've talked a lot about heart disease, cancer, diabetes, a lot of the chronic diseases that America is plagued with. But even beyond that, just in this past year, we found that peanut consumption can also help with weight management, and it can also help with your brain health, and it can actually help you live a longer, healthier life in general.
Not only is the peanut helping Americans live a healthier life, but they are helping people across the world that suffer from a lack of nutritious food.
For food insecurity that affects millions of people around the globe, particularly in developing countries, peanuts offer a very unique solution. But specifically, the protein in peanuts helps to protect them against that malnutrition. And then you have all the other vitamins in there as well.
What can the peanut not do? Peanuts are even a great addition to your diet routine.
The good thing about something like peanuts is that it allows you to start small, build your way up. It's something that's easy to incorporate in your diet. So, for example, if you are accustomed to eating unhealthy snacks, you can just switch that out one day, and that might help you to get on that journey to better health. All it takes is small steps to reach your goal, and by the time you realize it, you would have developed a habit that will last you for a lifetime.
Always looking to introduce peanuts to a new audience, the Georgia Peanut Commission hit a home run with this book. The Georgia Peanut Commission broke ground on a first in the peanut industry, a children's book based on a working family peanut farm.
The industry was lacking in a relevant and up-to-date children's book.
A home run for peanuts was born, telling the story of Jake, a young boy growing up on his family's peanut farm.
So he's taking us through the seasons as things progress with the peanuts, the peanut crop, and what's happening at that time on the farm. So as he's taking us through the peanut journey, he's going to school, he's studying for tests, he's doing everything else that normal children do.
Through Jake's eyes, we learn what it's like to grow up on a farm, and also how peanuts are incorporated into every aspect of their lives.
Our goal is to show that peanuts are a superfood, and they're good for you. We have a few little recipes throughout the book. Jake's mom is making various peanut dishes, and kind of keeps that on your mind that, you know, it's fueling his activities through the day, whether it be during his test at school or on the ball field. Peanuts are an excellent source of protein and a healthy choice.
Getting the positive message out about the benefits of peanuts, both as a protein source and as a commodity driving our state's economy, is at the heart of what the Georgia Peanut Commission does.
To broaden our educational outreach with the book, A Home Run for Peanuts, we've also provided our educators, whether it be in the classroom or at home virtually, with a lesson plan available on our website that will go alongside the book.
The Georgia Peanut Commission is making it easy for everyone to learn about peanuts. There is a copy of A Home Run from Peanuts at every public library in the state, helping both parents and educators alike.
Or we have it available for sale on our website, which is gapeanuts.com, and you can pick up a copy there.
We all have a reason to love the Georgia peanut and the people that have a hand in producing that product that we love. Thank you for watching Proud to be a Georgia Farmer, brought to you by the Georgia Peanut Commission.